Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trent Moore Show. And today we have finished up the first leg of the round of 16 Champions League fixtures. And judging by Tuesday's fixtures and obviously today's Wednesday's fixtures, there is a lot to talk about. So basically, what we're going to do in this one, we're just going to go through the games, kind of delve into what has happened in the first leg, and the games that I watched myself. I will delve a little bit deeper into in terms of my thoughts and feelings about what has occurred and gone on. But very, very, very exciting stuff. I am going to switch over, and for the purpose of the YouTube video, if you guys are listening to this on Spotify, obviously I have the Spotify video, so you can go ahead and watch along if you want to. For the purpose of YouTube, obviously you will see it on your screen. Same thing with Spotify. It's just your preference. But let's go ahead over. If I can ever get a sponsorship by FootMob, that would be absolutely fantastic. Will it ever happen? I have absolutely no idea. But FootMob, if you are listening, sponsor the Trent Moore Show. But judging off what we saw on Tuesday, I will start off with the Club Brugge game along with Aston Villa. Now, you look at the stats right here. I saw the end of the game, and from the highlights I watched and from what I've seen and from what stats I've seen, Christos Jolis, ex-Norwich player, had a few big chances. Tyrone Mings, I think, cleared his chance off the line very, very, very late on in around the 70th minute while the game was still 1-1. I think Jolis missed another very big chance. Did pick up an assist in that game as well, and it was 1-1. And Club Brugge looked to be on the front foot relatively. And then Michel with that very unfortunate own goal. You know, that happens. We've seen that exact own goal before. And then Christos Jolis in the box, an unfortunate penalty given away, which went ahead and gave Aston Villa a 3-1 win away from home. And then they get to go to Villa Park next week and probably take it. So, I mean, judging by that, we are probably going to see Villa into the quarterfinals of the Champions League unless Brugge can somehow perform a massive upset at Villa Park. I mean, we will see. I mean, I'm personally not going to say I'm going to sit here and say Brugge can do that. But with the way Brugge played against Atalanta in the previous round in the playoffs, I mean, anything's possible. They can score goals. They do have goals in them, but I think Villa, especially under Unai Emery, they are very, very, very sound defensively, and they'll be able to see it out. I see Villa going through next week. Obviously, next week we will talk about the results, like what happens next week. We will also have that out as well. But yeah, Villa, their expected goals end up going up to a 1.27. Club Brugge's at a 1.05. 11 total shots for Brugge to 7 for Villa. 2 big chances created, 2-1. A very even game, again, up until that own goal, and Villa came away relatively fortunate. But at the end of the day, they came in with the result. Now, this is a very interesting topic to talk about. Borussia Dortmund and Lille. Going into that, I mean, people still see Dortmund as favorites for this this fixture. They are having a very, very poor season. It still genuinely astounds me how Dortmund, and now I have a soft spot for Dortmund, right? It does really surprise me how they got to the Champions League final last year. I mean, obviously they went on a very, very, very good run, but there's something going on there. It seems like Dortmund need a big, big rebuild. Obviously, Nuri Sahin getting sacked this season. The football they were playing was just not it. And now I'm blanking on their manager's name now, who they brought in. I don't know why I'm blanking. I want to figure that out real quick before Niko Kovac. They brought him in. Again, he's always been known for attacking football, Kovac, and it seems that Dortmund just cannot find their way back to a good run of form. Now, Lille are very solid. You know, this is a very 50-50 fixture. I mean, 1-1 probably displays it well. Dortmund in the first half kind of ran Lille out of the park. And then the second half, it was the complete opposite, and Lille ran Dortmund out the park. 1-1 result seems very, very, very reasonable. But Lille are going to be taking in the advantage. They will be playing at home next week. And it's a big, big, big chance for them to go through to the quarterfinals. Now, they will probably get thumped next round, but we can't necessarily say that for a certain. I mean, as you can see here, I mean, Dortmund's XG 0.27. Adeyemi's goal was absolutely fantastic. It reminded me of that Thiago volley where it almost glides over the grass. A very, very, very good finish. And then R16 finishes in the 68th minute to draw it up 1-1. Lille had a 0.88 expected goals, 9 shots to 7, 1 big chance created. Again, a very even game. Probably one of the more boring games in this round of fixtures, but that is okay. And then we get to the Arsenal PSV game. I didn't watch this one, and somehow I actually haven't even watched the highlights for this one yet. But I think we expected Arsenal to go through in this one, even with their injury woes, but we did not expect a 7-1 result to happen. Obviously, Mikel Merino playing a makeshift number 9 right now. It seems to be sorting them out pretty well. I'm pretty sure Calafiori had an assist and a goal in that game. Ethan Neri getting on the score sheet. Martin Odegaard, with all the criticism he has had recently, showing his class as well. I mean, yeah, they're through. This one's done and dusted. We can obviously say that Arsenal are going through. PSV, they have a few injury problems, but I mean, probably not even we're close to Arsenal, and they just completely capitulated in this game. I mean, completely. To be fair, you look at the XG, and this is just how weird XG is sometimes. Like, you can't really base it. 1.38 for PSV, 1.91 for Arsenal. Obviously still ahead, but 7 goals scored from that 1.91 expected goals. 12 total shots for PSV, 15 for Arsenal. 6 big chances for Arsenal and 4 for PSV. I'm pretty sure I did see a clip. William Saliba had a very solid showing defensively. PSV did hold a threat. They have a very, very good way of playing football. Obviously, I watched the PSV game when they went through against Juventus last week or 2 weeks ago, and they completely ran Juve out of the park. I think Tim Weah scored in like the 60th, 70th minute, but then from there on, PSV absolutely dominated. And I thought it was going to be more of a test for Arsenal, but it just did not end up being that way. We are going to see Arsenal in the quarterfinals. That is a given. Now, oh my gosh. Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid. What a game. What a game of football. It was 2-1, of course. All I have to say about this one is all 3 of those goals were absolutely brilliant. Rodrigo, that Fede Valverde pass to Rodrigo, that cut in from Rodrigo, and that bullet finish into the top left, an absolutely quality finish. And then Julian Alvarez in the 32nd minute. Oh my gosh. Top right-hand corner, beating one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Another fantastic finish. I mean, that he is on a rich run of form right now, Julian Alvarez. I mean, this leg is a 50-50. Obviously, Madrid have the advantage, but it is a 50-50. Because Madrid at home next week, you never know. I said Madrid at home next week. Atletico Madrid at home next week. You never know. Especially with these two teams, you really never know what's going to happen. And then Brahim Diaz, man. When I saw it, I have a big thing for passion. When he made Jose Maria Jimenez, when he put that ball there, he just shimmied around a few guys and just placed it bottom right and then just jumped in with the fans. Absolute quality. Absolute quality. We saw Brahim Diaz at Milan, what he had to offer, and now he is finally making his way into this Madrid starting 11, and he is owning it completely. He has been absolutely phenomenal recently. That is all I gotta say. This is going to be a 50-50 one. We will come back to it next week. I am very impressed by what I saw by both these teams. We know, obviously, Atletico 0.2 expected goals. to Real Madrid, 0.68. 13 shots for Real Madrid, 6 for Atletico. But stats, we know, especially with Atletico, they do not matter because Simeone just knows how to make goals happen. He knows how to play out games. We know how Diego Simeone plays his football. But those were the Tuesday fixtures. Very, very, very good round of fixtures. Inter 2, Feyenoord 0. Ex-Union striker Julian Carranza started up top for Feyenoord today. Did not score like he did in the previous rounds. But who was it? Against AC Milan is where Julian Carranza scored. But I was kind of expecting this. This is kind of how I thought the PSV Arsenal game was going to go. Probably a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Obviously, that one's very different. Inter go to Feyenoord and get a 2-0 win. Thuram and Lautaro Martinez with the 2 goals there. A very solid 2-0 advantage. They get to go to the San Siro next weekend, and that's pretty much going to be it wrapped up. I cannot see Feyenoord going to the San Siro and making something happen, to be honest with you. But you never know. You never know, right? In terms of stats here, we have 2.29 expected goals for Inter Milan, 0.4 for Feyenoord, 13 total shots to 8 in terms of those two teams. 3 big chances for Inter Milan and 1 big chance for Feyenoord. Very, very calm, cool, and collected performance by Inter Milan, who I could put out there saying they can go far. I think I say that every year and they end up bottling it. But very good start for Inter there. Now, the German matchup that, to be honest, I was expecting to be more of a contest. Bayern at home at the Allianz, 3-0 against Bayer Leverkusen. Harry Kane, brace Jamal Musiala with one as well. Nordi Mukiele with a red card. And from what I'm seeing here, Leverkusen had 3 shots the entire game. What I did see is it seems like Xabi Alonso went away from his 3-4-2-1 formation. He played a 4-4-2. From what it looked like, I think he interchanged it a lot, but it seems like he was trying to counter what Bayern were doing from what I looked at originally. And clearly it didn't work. I mean, 2.98 expected goals, 17 shots, 5 big chances created for Bayern. So, I mean, those stats actually almost perfectly resemble the scoreline. And then for Bayer Leverkusen, 0.33 expected goals. They only had 3 shots today and only 1 big chance. So, a very poor day at the office for Bayer Leverkusen. And that pretty much, I think, confirms Bayern moving through. I am disappointed because I have a soft spot. I think I have a soft spot for a lot of the German teams just because of how dominant Bayern have been. So, like, I went into that hoping that Leverkusen could do something, but unfortunately that was not the case. And that's a pretty simple one to go on. And we will swiftly move on to Barcelona 1, Benfica 0. Now, if we remember this fixture from the league phase, I think it was Barca won 5-4, that last minute Rafinha, when I think, who was it? Was it Ronald Araujo? Who was it or was it Chesney? I don't know, who played that long ball to Rafinha, and he ended up running the whole pitch and getting that last minute winner for Barcelona. And Rafinha has done it again. He is on Ballon d'Or form this season. I'm not saying he's going to win the Ballon d'Or, but Rafinha, he is on Ballon d'Or form this season. He is playing absolutely phenomenal. Pau Gasly, red card in the 22nd minute. From what I saw, it wasn't necessarily like it was a dirty challenge, but I understand why the red was given. I would also understand if it wasn't given. It's one of those 50-50s, but I do understand why it was given. Looking down at the stats, again, very good result for Barcelona. They get to go back to the Camp Nou and hopefully finish it out next week. 1.19 expected goals for Barca, 10 shots, 3 big chances. 1.9 expected goals for Benfica, 26 total shots and 3 big chances created. 26 shots to 10, but same in terms of big chances created. Very, very relatively even game. Obviously, Benfica were playing against 10 men for, I mean, what is that? 3/4 of the match, pretty much. And they did not take advantage at home at all when they should have. That's a huge result for Barcelona. Huge result. Obviously, Cabrasi, I'm 90% sure it's just a one-game suspension. I think all bookings, all suspensions are refreshed when the quarterfinal stages come. So I think he's only going to miss next week against Benfica. But it's in Barcelona's hands now, 100%. And then the final game we are going to be talking about today is the one I watched, and I will tell you something. Alisson had probably one of the best goalkeeping performances I have seen in a very, very long time. It looks like Arne Slot set Liverpool up to just defend this entire game because, again, these stats show it. 0.27 expected goals, 2 shots, 1 big chance for Liverpool in the entire game. It was just defense, defense, defense. They could not get a run of passes together. There was no cohesion for what it seemed with Liverpool. And I got to be honest, Ousmane Dembele, Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, Bradley Barcola, Jean Neves, all these guys for PSG, I thought were very good today. They were very wasteful, but that attacking threat was there all the time. And 1.82 expected goals, 27 shots, 3 big chances created. I didn't even mention Liverpool won 1-0. Harvey Elliott subbed on for Mo Salah, I think, in the 83rd, 84th minute. Just Arne Slot deciding to give Salah a little bit of rest. Harvey Elliott comes in and grabs the match winner. It was decent play by Darwin Núñez, to be honest. He took the ball down, played it off, showed composure there, and Harvey Elliott showed even more composure finishing that. That is, I would say, technical masterclass from Arne Slot. They sat back. Obviously, they were heavily reliant on Alisson. This PSG team is a very good team to watch. They are great going forward, but they are a bit shaky in the back. And you saw the few times Liverpool countered, it wasn't much of an issue today. But that's where Liverpool can definitely expose PSG next week at Anfield. But PSG can do the same thing on the counter. They have some fantastic attackers right now that are very exciting to watch. But this was a complete, I will say, robbery. You can say robbery. You could say it was just tactically very, very solid from Arne Slot. I'm sure Luis Enrique is completely fuming by what has just occurred because now they need to go to Anfield and somehow pick up a result, which they definitely can do. I'm not saying that's not possible because if this game showed anything, PSG are going to create a ton of chances. But with Alisson, with Konate playing the way he is, with Virgil van Dijk being one of the best center backs as he has been, with I thought Trent was actually very solid defensively today as well. All of that being taken into consideration, it's going to be an up in the air 50-50 game, I think, next week. Obviously, Liverpool taking a crucial, they stole that 1-0 victory. Stole it. I think that they would have been fine with a 0-0. I think that's what they brought on Wataru Endo in like the 78th minute just to shore out the game. They took Salah off in the 83rd minute on Harvey Elliott, and they still found a way to get that victory. So, again, very, very solid from Liverpool. That matchup is not over with, and I am excited to see what we are going to have going on next week with these fixtures. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this little the new video idea I'm doing. I'm going to be doing all of this kind of stuff now on. For if it's like a final Premier League game, some predictions, whatever it may be, that's what we're going to be making this channel into. That's what the Trentmore Show is all about. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know what your predictions may be for the second leg of these round of 16 fixtures, and I will catch you guys very soon. Peace.